You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange. This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange. Orange.
Tell them like this, where politics they shape the future, career they define we path them, and the economy they touch everybody in life.
Big thank you to Mr.
One program where they ask the hard question them and also bring the answer them close to you, face to face with the movers and shakers, the voice them will matter, the issue them will count. One time per week, one big name, one big issue, one-on-one on Liberty Online TV. Every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. with Khadija Bangura. One-on-one, only on Liberty Online TV.
Now Liberty Online Television with the stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also now we websites with they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. One-on-one, now you program where they look inside the big issue we happen for the week and bring one big name for Sido with for talk about the big issue we happen inside the week. And of course, we all know one of the big issue we happen inside this week. Now issue we get for do with political party them. And one-on-one a program where they look inside issues that we get to do with politics, the economy, peace, security, and plenty other issues then. So today, inside this edition of the one-on-one program, where they can focus on one big issue that will happen all over the country for this week. And me, where they bring to you this edition of the one-on-one program, my name is Khadija Bangura. Thank you for joining with this evening, na Liberty Online Television. And today, we look inside one very important institution, and this institution, therefore regulates political party them. This institution, therefore monitor the activity them of political party them. For ensure say, salon multi-democracy, they're able for strengthening them. And today, we focus on the Political Parties Regulation Commission, where they call PPRC. And with me at the studio this night, I sit down with the chairman, where na Koivaya Amara. Good evening. Okay. Apologies. But I think that is popular. Koivaya Amara. Well, today is the first time from where it be chairman for the Political Parties Regulation Commission when the PPRC and Emmanuel Koivaya Amara, not a stranger, a household name. They don't do the Anti-Corruption Commission for a very long time, and of course, they tend away the Anti-Corruption Commission. They don't use a platform for pass on information them. But all of a sudden, it pleases His Excellency for appoint him for be chairman for the Political Parties Regulation Commission. So this net, so they can't sit down with him. As one for the big issue that we happen this week, it gets for 2 weeks, the PPRC, where they regulate political party. If you don't follow the PPRC, they don't pull back-to-back press releases for inform the general public about find them where they get to the two major political party them. The first one, now the All People's Congress APC party, who side them find them 120 million. And the recent one, now the ruling SLPP party, then find them 150 million. But like you na background, before PPRC begin put all them find there, so PPRC notice say the political space tension don't they, especially when members them of them two political party are engage the media. So according to waiting PPRC say them been calling to a meeting, outside them be caution them and give them final warning. But yet still, then say them political party member there, so still they talk about inciting messages them where the commission use the power where they get for issue out a fine. So they can look inside this particular big issue today with the chairman for PPRC, Wena Emmanuel Kwevaya Amara. But before we can go into the big issue of the week, chairman, a lot of people don't they PPRC. But not to all man know the mandates of the PPRC. So let's start first for breakdown some of the major mandates. I not say on a mandates boku, but the major one then as a regulatory commission.
Thank you very much, Khadija. The PPRC, like feature of the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991. Clear as section 75 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone say there shall be a political party registration committee there. And it actually came into being in 2000. When it came into being, first off, the PPRC will be as a unit, a department, now the ECSL, the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone. But coming up to 2010, with the support of the USDP, they actually get to move on when I find out say to be a separate and independent entity. So to that end, PPRC started functioning, as a separate and independent entity. But then it function as political parties registration committee. Let's say the powers have been limited. They've been limited to just registration and e-registration and a few others. But because multi-party democracy in Sierra Leone don't increase, there was need for them we access the regulatory power or regulatory powers. So by the 2002 Act, the name was changed from Political Party Registration Commission to Political Parties Regulation Commission. And as a regulator, we are responsible for monitor, do all the things we get to do regulation of political parties that Sierra Leone. Now they register, we monitor, we ensure say what's in there for get or what's in there for do as well. That is what we do in competitive as a PPRC.
All right, from what you don't highlight, the role of the PPRC clearly shows say una they register and regulate political parties, una also supposed for monitor their activities and also finances, una they for settle and plabber them, where una don't they do over the years, and also una they for promote peaceful and political participation and enforce campaign finance rules them, and also support multi-party democracy and political stability. When are they this big issue they can talk about for this week, it fall under. In as much as una want for support multi-party democracy, but again, una for ensure say una support political stability. How una they enforce some of their una mandates there so in practical ways?
Well, the operations of the PPRC is guided by the political parties Act of 2022. They get a whole department with the handle mediation. We do mediation a lot, both within parties and between parties. Like between parties, once we get knowledge of harm, or the real come to me either way, we can put it and try to settle out. Now, the objective of the regulator is to ensure that the political parties are at their peak when it comes to strength, unity, and cohesion. Because they go to compete in elections. And when they go to compete in elections, they probably get a football team. Therefore, you say, you put your best player there. let something not go happen tomorrow, so you go, successful an election, then you say, hey, because Khadija not play, because Khadija will get injured, and that kind of stuff. And how they maintain that? How they do that one? Would they do when they get problems at the party, would they call them to the table? Would they get meetings with them? And then meetings, and then I would give view to ensuring that they actually, settle. But first off, what other way we actually ensure, say, political parties, they get strengthened within? Because within a political party, they expect your leadership. You may not agree with the leadership within the political party at the time. But your leader is your leader. You have to respect him, even if you don't like him.
Yeah.
You have to work with him, even if you don't love him. So, political parties, they get structures. Like if something happened now in a political party, grab them or you won't grab straight to PPRC. You must have a good reason to do that. Because we will be the next layer, the next level of contact. You get the disciplinary committees then within political parties. You get elders committees then as some political parties. You get structures, you get organs in that party. We're responsible for handling grievances. And actually, we go give redress to anything we anger a member of the party or a group of persons or group of members of the party. So you got to exhaust the organs and the force. Grab they do something, you come to PPRC, you got to exhaust the organs again. You got to go to the complaint committee, if you get up, then they listen to your complaint. You got to go to the next layer, if you don't come, glad you're treating the complaints committee full, until you exhaust the organs and then at the party. If you come to PPRC, we will encourage you to go back and use the organs. You know me to say, for instance, you're executive not talking at the party, so we get problem, you know, they go to the executive. When the executive go back to you get complaint committee, when a credible people are their party again, and then when you don't exhaust all of them organs again at the party, they not still get regrets or you're not satisfied, then you can come now to the PPRC. When you come to the PPRC, we believe in mediation. We do a lot of mediation. We go right to the entity and to the party, through the executive, most people the secretariat. We tell us, let's complain you don't get to from this person or this group of persons. What do you do? You respond. When you respond, they send it back to the person where they complain. You send your response. The party responds to the complaining party. And when the complaining party you come, if you're satisfied with the response, case done. We don't start on attacking for the meeting. We will not start on attacking for a completion. But if it's still not satisfied with the response of the executive, for instance, like the party, then it can be voted. That means it can write back. We write back, we send them back to the party. And in that case, we now say, no, this cannot be resolved just within the party or by doing this kind of thing. So let's call them to hearing. A number of times, don't call the number of party members, the number of political parties, and the members to hearing. First time we agree this person, then we agree this other person. And when we agree the two parties, the two entities, if we get need for forgivenesses, because we want the process to be as fair as possible. So if you get need in the explanation, then we realize, say, they call somebody a name or they mention somebody, we get knowledge about what we talk about, particularly in that hearing, and will be useful. In statement will be useful for helping to make decisions. Then we can invite them to the can action it.
Now that you talk about mediation, Chairman, let's just use the opportunity for ask you how far una don't go between the Chief Sam Sumana case and that of the APC executive, where it can go to una with bulk evidence about 500 pages, and una we don't call witnesses them, una we don't begin the hearing, and I don't know how whose level una dey now in terms of giving out judgment.
Well, we make the judgment. We give decision.
Okay, una dey give decision.
Well, the process of the now with the complaint of Chief Sam Sumana against the executive of the party, we don't conclude the hearings from this Monday past. Now we don't withdraw all the bundles, because we do about a number of things. A week before last Thursday now starts, we do a number of days last week and we do this Monday. So we get a number of witnesses, we don't withdraw, and now, but for the fact that we get international visitors this year, so this weekend, we will start for receipt from tomorrow. If we don't really retreat this weekend, we'll go look at the schools. But we get some visitors who come and propose the PPRC, we want to see how we get the regulator. come together, get an entity across the continent. So immediately after that, one day we will get into it. We will look at the matter. When we look at the matter, we will now, look at the statements they would make, look at the law, look at what they happen, marry the law and the facts and all everything again. Then after which we come out to take a decision. But not to Chief Samson and not complain, other people that complain. And coincidentally, we also need to look at the APC. We can go to the lower level elections. So we don't gazette the rules. We don't put the rules out for objection. Coincidentally, we come about the time we also look at all the objections we come to the rules. So we therefore put all that one together, and now it's after we confront them, and then see the decision come out.
So what tension then can high? How like in deal with that situation then they?
There is one thing in mediation, like it's clear, a mediator not to be emotional. You are the last person who actually show emotions, especially negative emotions. With the experience we had coming from the TRC, because I worked on the TRC a lot, all the hearings and all over the country. One tension way, one way the contention, you show you neutrality. When parties they get tension, either party or any party notice say you are siding this side or siding this side for whatever reason, you know they for any tension. But once they know you are neutral, you understand, and you are not involved, you are not part of the matter, but for the fact that you are a mediator, certainly have reason to listen to you, to cooperate with you, the tensions will calm down, because everybody is eager to actually tell their own story, the own side of the story. So for actually de-escalate tension, you have to be patient enough. There are certain studies that may not be very pertinent to the issues before you, but you have to listen to it. You have to listen to those stories, especially if you now notice that the person telling the story is so very emotional about the story. Because that person not going to tell that story, they have not the. So you have to be, a mediator has to be a patient person, has to be somebody who is neutral, has to be somebody with thick skin. Because no matter how much again you do, how much you try for you made neutral and be neutral, you still have people who believe that and because that is government and I am
exactly. Because that will be the next question why they ask, because on a role where on in the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone is very, very critical.
Crucial.
Yes, and now President they appoint una.
Exactly.
When President they appoint una, how na they maintain neutrality? How you they stay away listening or taking orders from above Kwevaya?
Well, in the first place, I don't take orders from above. The PPRC does not take orders from above. The PPRC is guided by the rules and the legal instruments, both nationally and those of the party. Because every party gets constitution. You may register party if you don't get constitution. And no party know they go to lower level elections if you don't get rules. Because we know they go to lower level elections, they play football, you got to get the rules. So that the rules then they get free. Because the thing are free. That the rules and then within the parties we are free. Now the rules and then they get free to look at when you touch person like that or you stop her from scoring before say I get that for you. When you touch person, if the person makes effort for touching you watch, you say I look at for you because the rules are there to guide. And once you have rules, you don't have discretion. Now also you get discretion, now they don't even take orders from above and that kind of stuff. You don't have much discretion when you have rules, except the discretion that is given to you by the law. And once you follow that one day, you don't need to take orders from anyone. You talk about above. Even the above, I may have been appointed by the president. I thank him for that because this is an opportunity given to me not to serve him, but to serve people of Sierra Leone and the state of Sierra Leone. And as a Sierra Leonean, I'm very glad and I'm thank you for giving that kind of opportunity. So, with my conscience and my personality, that the people of Sierra Leone are the served, and how they serve. I can only serve them by doing what is right. But again, you come to think about it. Do you know what is right? As per the laws, be clear. If I do something to a political party, and that political party feels it is not right, the buck does not stop with me or the PPRC. The buck can hold on. So we move on to the court.
But then same political party as they don't believe the judiciary. So what do you feel they go do there?
I'm doing my best. We are doing our best at the PPRC so that they believe in us. When we will conduct ourselves, we will conduct our proceedings, our hearings, everything. We are very mindful of the fact that we are in a critical situation, and we must not only be forced to be neutral, but must be seen to be neutral.
All right.
It's a difficult one.
I know, very, very difficult, especially in a society like we on so salon now, where everything don't become too political. You don't even see even the social gathering. People they care politics, they go. And with politics where they now in this country, get for the tribes, region, they go certain as you call your name, they don't align you to political party. So holding such position as you also now for day between political party, they mediate them plabber now partners them. So how you don't find them these few months when you take up that whole day?
Well, it's energy draining. It's a lot of energy because there are moments you go live all this straight. You buy for a taxi, you're not going to get your time, so you have to actually come up to speed. You know, 3-4 days or maybe 1 week, you know, the snake beach, 5 hours, you know, in 24 hours. But then it's the job. And energy draining as it may be, I am glad I am doing it. I see it as an opportunity to serve my country so that at least when I serve and complete my service and leave, I could contribute, you know, my own little way to the extent that there may be a legacy. Someday where Emmanuel Junior the cast somewhere, or Emanuela Katuma Amara the Paz. So yes, your father was there and he did his best and that kind of thing. And once you do a job like this, thinking of the process behind you, realistically, you do your best. Your best might not be the best, but then your conscience at the moment that you do it tells you it's the best. One thing, don't go against your conscience when you do these things. Stand for what you believe in, even if it may appear wrong to the other person. That is why when it appears wrong to the person when affected by a decision, the person may go to court. As to whether if you believe the court now or not, that's a different thing altogether. But me, want to use the platform for saying, until we start believing and really using our structures, you know, institutions in the country, we know who make them better. Go to court, file papers to court, for instance, and then the court not look at them. So next time now, when you come, when the PPRC take decision, you do not stand on and say, no, I didn't go to court because like that send me matter go to court, PPRC not look at them. But then let there be due process. In a democracy, that's why we have what you call the rule of law. The rule of law actually means the operations, the steps the way they take forgets to who say you forgets to. The rules that apply. So if the rules are there, you should follow them. I encourage political parties to follow the rules.
All right, now we can look at now the big issue of this week. When at the 150 million final Islam on the SLPP. If you follow the conversation where the notice come up from PPRC, a lot of people they say we want if then they pay this money. In fact, people then begin say, do you when they pay this money, let PPRC show you the receipt. And it boils down from a conversation where we get this Monday with the spokesperson from the First Lady office. Well, you know, can't talk about the SLPP, can't talk about the First Lady office, and we talk about a movement where it's a day inside the party, the SLPP, then call the Ebema, and he say Ebema no come for destabilize the SLPP, but then they in war with the APC. Go ahead and define what it mean by war. And when you look at political parties, one of the major rules are for contest and win elections. So if you dey go into elections, it clearly shows say this na your political rival. You should not be friends, but una for keep am safe and sane. Firstly, wetin inform that decision for slam the 150 on SLPP?
All right. On the level, first off, we don't observe say the political space. We don't toxic. You know, when people get platforms like this, they go to for war. You know, this time to talk, we control whether we get war or not. And clearly, those statements have been very incendiary and inciting. Then we notice, especially as political party members or leaders, when they talk at the platform, they are talking to the people of Sierra Leone. And the way we will understand syntactic structures, forgive the semantics, or for interpret the semantics, is different from the way we understand it. So on the 11th of November, we call, because this will come from two parties. The party in the governance, the SLPP, and the main opposition party, we call the leadership in attendance. Both of them, chairman and the attendance, the chairman for SLPP and the acting chairman for APC, both of the secretary generals and the attendance, both parties, the PR with the attendance, and other members of the SLPP. We roll out the matter to them, we play clips to them, just to show them, say, this thing only happens the platform, media platform. And this is not good for Sierra Leone. It's not healthy for our democracy. It's not even healthy for our peace. And this peace comes from the background, say, we don't get 11 years of excruciating circumstances in level 1. We don't want to repeat of that anymore. We all agree. When we play the clips to them, we play some clips, they win at SLPP, we play some clips, we win at APC, both parties agree. And he said there was no defense, they had no defense. So we agree, all of us. Remember the navigation. That's okay. Let this be the cut off line. Going forward, don't pollute the space again, the media space again. You know, we then kind of see there, statements there. At the end of the day, we signed up to an agreement, both parties. And at the chairman, they signed it. And as per law, we issued warning letters to both parties. The commission. So in essence, we had followed the step of the law. Because as per law, what people don't do, for don't issue a warning letter, will not even call them. But remember, we are a regulator. So you need to know the perspective from which we come to actually say we need to stop this kind of thing. So that was why we come out. We had a very decent discussion on the issue. Less than 1 week after the issuance of the letter, when the leadership of a party comes to a meeting of some nature with a regulator, the expectation is that go educate your people and ensure that whoever is talking to the public, whether it is a television or it is a radio or it is that you're just meeting, we get tendency for go viral, especially in this case now, or when people the day when they hear you, when they take themselves about something. Not to say, Honorable Lahaimara of APC who make that statement. And remember, the law says, upon proof by the commission, we can let it find. The law not tell me say, that for all the parties, the leg can prove whether this is Honorable Mara or this is Kakida. We will not tell you that one. We have circumstances where, if we get incidences where we need for level 5, we can escalate to investigations beyond waiting the people of Sierra Leone also, so we said. But now, let me ask you this question. Did Dadiga not mention the fact on that platform saying that SLPP?
Yeah, of course.
That means he's a member of the SLPP. Let us assume 1 minute without considering that he does not carry a car, which does not make him a non-member, but he's certainly a supporter. So that qualifies one league. Say he belongs to the party or the association with the party. Evema agree. Yes, now a movement or a unit within the party, but the umbrella and the SLPP. So he belongs to the SLPP. Therefore, he's quietly under the umbrella of that provision of certificate. Yeah, nobody will argue that this country or even beyond this country. Say honorable Lion Mana, I'm member of the So then one day
and he gets executive position.
The member of the office. When I get executive position or not, at the second level. Alright. So that one day line inform the action. Especially coming from the background saying you don't get this meeting, you don't issue the warning because the law says we issue warning. First, we issue warning, if they repeat itself, we fine. When you find if for any reason they don't adhere, and that's the second level we are coming to, you suspend. Not to me like if I tell them that law, they mean I'm busy the first after. That's corruption. I'll not be even That's the law. And the law means what it says. It does not mean what it does not say. And until you learn to respect and follow the law and respect them and execute the law. On a very flat note, you are going nowhere. And in the execution of the law, you don't have emotions because you don't have any discretion to show emotions. What the law says is what you follow. As a regulator, we call them one again. Like for instance, right now, if any other party, or party member go to use inciting language and anything that's wrong, we will not issue a fine. Because the law is on record to have done that one as I speak. The first thing we will do, we will call them to order and actually point them out to them. Because one thing again in regulation that is, we could have issued warnings long ago. And then by now we would not get more fines, or maybe some parties will not even get suspended. But we call the two parties we call, let's say we get APC together, we point them out to them, we agree. They actually signed up to an agreement and we issued the warning. So in essence, the levying of those fines were actually as a result of the statements where the two members, the two persons that belong to the two parties will be made after the warning. And after the warning,
the most recent one at the August for the SLPP, because of the statements the way that did that make na Liberty TV. The public relations officer for the SLPP, Moses Mambu, talk na a sister television say now Liberty TV supposed to pay the money because now we ask that did a question we get for do them party we not get official executive mandate for speak on behalf of them party, and he also go further say that did not be day for talk for SLPP. It did for talk for the first lady in office when they all position. So now Liberty TV supposed to pay the fine.
All right. Now the PPRC get jurisdiction over political party. Liberty TV is not a political party. The office of the first lady not a political party. Ebema B movement not a political party. So now tell me, if the law say a member of a political party, and it is not in dispute, it is nowhere in dispute that Kadida is a member of the SLPP. If Kadida go to public forum, and the law does not say you have to speak on behalf, you have to be speaking or you have to have consent to speak on behalf of the party. It says any party member, supporter, or operative will do X, Y, Z. You understand me? So as long as you cannot dissociate Gadida, or you cannot stand there and say Gadida not a member of it. If, for instance, Gadida not a member of the SLPP, let them write back to us and challenge us. But Gadida is not a member of the SLPP. If Gadida was there to speak for the Ebema movement,